Hello there, I'm Skylar, and today I would like to quickly show you how to beat the first boss of the game Dark Souls 3. It's nothing hard, it's quite easy as a matter of fact, but even still, why not, right? Okay, let's go.
So everybody, this is the game Dark Souls 3, the game that I'll be talking about today. And what you are looking at right now is the character customization. The only things that really matter here are your class and your burial gift, and first off we will start by talking about your class. Personally, there are only two of these I would recommend to the beginner, the first of these being the Pyromancer. However, I will not be using the Pyromancer today as it is a little more complex than the one I'll be using, the Knight. The next thing to focus on would be your burial gift. While most of these do not matter, there are a couple that do. Starting with the Life Ring, which just adds simple protection. And the Black Fire Bomb, which will help you very quickly shred through the first boss. These are both very nice, however, I will be taking the Black Fire Bomb for my purposes. So, this is the world of Dark Souls 3. It's a pretty barren area, but it's still really pretty to look at. Anyway, so, the basic controls of Dark Souls 3 involve just a few things. First, you have your basic light attack that you achieve by pressing the R1 button. Next is your heavy attack, which is achieved by pressing the R2 button. Finally, you can do combos by pressing the R1 or the R2 button repeatedly. Next, and probably most important, is the item button, which is how you use your Estus to heal and other such items. Now just over here, we'll have our first enemy, who, as you will soon see, is quite easy to defeat. As you can see, he does not do a lot of damage, but you can avoid this in the future by pressing the circle button. You can also use the L button to block his attack instead of dodging it. Finally, by putting all of this information together, you will see it's very easy to defeat him after one of his many outbursts. And just like that, the first enemy can be bested. Moving on, we will find another enemy guarding the first item of the game. While he is just as easy to defeat as the first one, this is an item that is very much worth picking up if you start as the Pyromancer. This is due to the fact that it restores the blue gauge in the top left, which allows you to cast your spells. However, as the Knight, this serves us almost no purpose. From this point onward, the rest of this area is simply progression towards the boss, and no other key combat mechanics can be learned, so I will just skip to that point. Picking up from here, we are pretty much right in front of the boss, so you can see right down there. He is not super difficult to fight, but one must first initiate an event in order to fight him. That is done by, as the game suggests, removing the sword from, in his chest. As soon as this has been done, he will begin to stand up, removing his spear from the ground, and proceeding to pound you into a fleshy cake. Now, most of his attacks can be simply avoided by walking to the left and or right and pressing the dodge button, as has been shown earlier. However, if you want to actually attack, you will eventually have to decide to swing your weapon, as has just been shown. As one can probably fairly easily tell, he leaves quite a lot of downtime in between his attacks. This is your single best opportunity to swing your weapon at him, or if he decides to strafe like an idiot like he just did. Now this little gameplay loop will probably continue up until he hits about half health, where he will begin to phase change, as you can see right here. After this happens, he will begin to become a lot less predictable, and it's best to just basically skip this phase, which is why we brought the Black Fire Bombs, as you will see on the second attempt, because I definitely didn't die on accident when trying to toy around with him. After all, you'd have to be pretty bad at games to lose to the first boss in a tutorial you're giving. That'd just be pretty sad on my part, wouldn't it? Ha ha ha. Anyway, moving on. Anyway, the easy way to defeat him is to simply throw your Black Fire Bombs at him as soon as he phase transitions, as he becomes very weak to fire, and they will absolutely eviscerate his health bar, as I'm sure you can see. But simply by doing this, you can kill him in 3 fire bombs as opposed to having to risk your head, and it becomes quite easy. After this, you can move on to any of the infinitely more scary challenges that Dark Souls has lying in wait. Goodbye!